I think we're live.
Welcome,
we're on delay.
Welcome
Hello.
to South Melbourne this morning. Welcome
Hello,
to your
everyone.
own shop, Colonel.
Thank you. Thank you for the welcome. Lovely to see a lot of people out the front asking for autographs again, and we turn them down.
Yeah.
The man who tried to pie me in the face, I'll get you.
No, it's the eggs you've got to worry about.
I know.
Although, what a week! Like
Egg ball.
amidst the kind of the flotsam and jetsam washing up on the shore of the Australian electoral system, also known as the choosing of cabinet.
Yes.
Egg Boy donates $100,000 to my Christchurch
That's lovely.
brethren in New
That's
Zealand,
cool.
and so there's good and bad in the world, Colonel.
There is good and bad in the world.
Yeah.
Good on you, Egg Boy. It's fantastic. What do you think of the new Labor cabinet, Sir Nigel?
The Labor.
Didn't say I was going to ask you that. Go.
The Labor cabinet.
The Labor team.
No, I haven't. I haven't followed the Labor team, to be honest. Been a busy week of ups and downs.
Yes.
Look, I'm still kind of dying in shock at the cabinet that we do get that actually governs the country. So, gather this. We have a youthful audience.
Yes.
None of them are online yet. We can tell they're youthful because they're
Yeah.
still in bed.
They'll turn up.
But so we have a minister for youth
Yes.
who's older than me, in his 60s. I don't think that's the way to go to understand the millennials, to be honest, but that's okay. Might have been the youngest person they had. We've got a minister for vocational education whose qualification for the role was that she is most excellent with a whiteboard because it's Michaelia Cash
You need a whiteboard teaching that.
of the infamous "I'm hiding from the journalists" whiteboard incident in Parliament.
Oh.
So
What
I
was
don't
that? Tell me, what happened there?
Oh, there was a
No,
scandal, and not wanting to face the music over the scandal, her aides, not your aides, her aides.
My AIDS is under control.
Yeah,
Just to let you know, ladies.
They arranged to have her cross the corridor just at the same time that they pulled a whiteboard out from one office and transferred it on wheels into the office across the way, so they could see Michaelia Cash's legs. It's like juvenile, but that's all right. We get what we get. And,
I'm old enough to remember the change from chalkboard to whiteboard. I remember that happening at my school. Yeah. When I started, it was, and then if you did something wrong, this sounds like I'm making this up, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So one of my teachers, this is the great school I went to. Hello, Hilda Road at the Gap.
Yeah.
So one teacher he was a fast bowler for Queensland.
Wow.
I'll leave his name out.
Yeah.
A nice enough guy, but if you annoyed him,
Yeah.
he was a lefty, so he'd be on the board, writing how to spell, and then if you annoyed him, he would chuck the chalk as hard as he could at you.
Quite talented.
Chalk, dusters, and he never missed. It was always middle stump. It was incredible. So I think I got a duster in the middle of the head. So that was
Very
great.
good.
So good.
So those days at
Good in
school,
the
I mean,
old days.
I wasn't there. I mean, whiteboards weren't even through my university years. So,
Yes.
so the thing is with whiteboard, they took all the fun out of school because the chalkboards. How is a child today supposed to, volunteering or punishment to dust the dusters out after school, right? So you have
Yes.
to get the chalk dust out of the two things
Yeah,
like this. So
that's cool.
you did that
It's
by
very healthy.
bashing them on the seats outside, those kind of things. How is a child today supposed to make a giant cock and balls in the area outside the classroom
Exactly.
with a whiteboard duster?
You've read my mind.
It's
You've
like-
read my mind.
Where have all the childhood pranks gone now?
Well, the world's getting better. I mean, it's good to see religion making a comeback with the new government. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. We've got people on board.
We've got
Hooray.
some. Nat Abood has joined.
Oh
That's
my God, Nat must be exhausted. He's just spent 3 days in our giant festival invention. Got a bit of a roasting from me and my traditional roast last
Excellent.
night.
Yes.
I disqualified him. I didn't fire him this
No.
time. I just disqualified him for...
Too many robots.
oh, he's getting clever. He's like a manager now. He invited people in to come and help him with his project.
Very nice.
Didn't pay them a penny.
Like a true manager.
Strode
Going to the top.
strode
Nat.
strode around telling people what to do. He's like
I like that.
a lead guitarist down there. He's
Does he have a last time I saw him, I said the way to management is you get a cane and
Yeah.
you walk around with the cane, and then when you enter a boardroom and everyone's got their soy lattes and whatever, you clear the table with a cake, and that really shows your intentions.
That's proper management.
To take over.
Australian style management. Who else is on board?
Michael Ray is on. He's second today. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Morning, Michael. Les Paul Gibson is on. Les Paul, good morning, guys. Mark Brown is on. Mark Brown is a student of mine. Hello, Mark. He's from Liverpool.
Nice.
Hello.
Lovely.
He loves it when I do that.
Les Paul Gibson. Well, good news for Les Paul Gibson. Les Paul, I'm going to play one.
We have a Les Paul today. We have
Not
a Les
until
Paul.
I played this thing, though.
John Collier is on as well. Good morning.
Right.
Now, so Nigel, let's talk competition.
I know, because I'm just excited. This week you managed to record the secret riff tape. Now, it's not very secret.
No.
When you put it on the internet, I've got to tell you that for a start. It's relatively easily found if you follow the Colonel on Instagram. And probably Facebook too, but I'm not on there, right?
Yes.
So you've recorded the tape with the 6 mystery riffs on it.
That's 6 in Australian English.
The Sox mystery roughs.
They are sexy though.
Yep. And they're hard to guess, but people are guessing them already.
Man,
now, with the quantity of entries you've already had, which is either message you,
yes,
preferably a self-addressed envelope with $10 inside to the Colonel, South Melbourne, with the answers on the back.
That's old school.
But if you can't do that,
if you can't do that,
send the Colonel an email with competition in the headline and the 6 listed there. You've had so many that I think the only thing to do is get.
We're going to do a random draw.
No, we get a police officer in to do the random draw.
That's cool. We might do that. Rob Melancholic is a popo, man of the popo. I might get him in to do it.
Let's do that. Let's just write them all out, chuck them in a giant guitar box, and we'll have a draw one day.
Okay, we're going to do that. We'll do that in the next
weekend, maybe.
Next weekend, hopefully, if I can get Rob in. Otherwise, we'll get Alan to dress as a policeman. He does that a lot anyway.
He knows policemen quite well.
He does.
He's familiar with the inside of police stations.
He was so happy when the police came into the shop not so long ago. Now, so Nigel...
What have you chosen there this morning?
I have a Guthrie Govan Charvel.
Okay.
And
is that the most expensive guitar in the shop now?
Yes. Is it? I think it currently is.
Yeah.
I think it is. So this is... Man, let's talk.
This is a beautifully designed artisan guitar.
He looks like he's gone and stolen Grandma's old ash table that they had Christmas dinners on. Yeah. Chopped it up.
Ash table. He was the guitarist for the Radiators, wasn't he?
You could be right. You could be right. I have great radiator
come up later
memories.
on.
I'll tell you my radiator memories. So caramelized ash body, which you can see beautifully in the light there. Roasted maple neck. It's got 24 frets.
Hold it, this is Shootin' the Strings, not MasterChef.
You do get steak knives with it. It has huge big frets.
Oh, it has huge big tones. Oh, wow. Gee, that's evocative of several bands I know. All good, you can play notes.
Well, it's interesting because, and it's got a...
what's the pickup setup?
It's got a coil tap switch as well.
So it's humbucker, single coil humbucker.
Yep, so it's a fairly simple machine. It's got this old school Floyd Rose trim on it, which I don't have the arm in at the moment.
So the Floyd Rose, you can kind of just trim bits of tuning here? What's that about?
No, so how that works, I'll tell you. Let's switch cameras.
Let's switch cameras to camera B.
Camera B, sir.
Now, part of our mission here on Shootin' the Strings is education.
We love education.
Because Michaelia Cash is going to do it, so we'll do it.
No. And,
vocational education.
Okay.
And over camera B.
Hang on. Let me adjust camera B. So Nigel,
right
flick back to camera A. Okay.
It's going under pedal B and pedal C and pedal D at the moment. That's a bit of a problem.
If you're watching and wondering, you're probably thinking, they're so professional, and you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
That's right, but the studio manager didn't make it in today, and nor did the producer, so we just need to unwrap.
Aha. I've unwrapped the mystery. All right, so let's see if we can get some focus.
Studio manager this morning, she's out in the store.
And could be... Oh, all right,
All
turn
right,
that sucker
I'll
around.
be careful,
Let's
that's
see.
plenty. Oh,
There we
look
go.
at the
Is that good?
grain. Look at the grain.
Delicious.
Right.
Looks like I could put a nice goat's cheese and some seeded crackers on it.
I would have a
That would be lovely in it.
dried raisin or two.
Yeah, a rosé.
Okay, so it's got something fancy.
So these are actually Allen key adjustable bolts which hold the string in place. So they don't adjust the intonation. The intonation is actually adjusted by these little bolts here in front.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so they're not, it's a little bit tricky to get it, but once you get it, it's good. And then of course over the back, you have the ability to, I've taken the back plate off, obviously.
Yeah.
You have the ability to lock down the trem system so it doesn't move and it becomes a hard tail.
So
Okay.
you don't need to do all the fancy blocks
No.
and wedges and things that everyone does with Strats.
That's it. And
So
then
it's
we have a
about-
coil tap, so this switch puts me down on this humbucker
Yep.
here. Let's give it some wallop and have
Give
a
it
bit
some-
of a listen.
Give
without
it some
trying
welly.
to- That is the bridge.
Okay, so the coil tap,
Coil tap
what
just
does
makes
that do?
so you've essentially in a humbucker you've got two single coils here.
Yeah.
So if I tap it
Yeah.
with this little switch, it means it's just using one. And now theoretically that gives you that. Probably have a bit too much drive.
Hey, maybe we can do Hey Joe sometime, eh?
Yeah, man.
That'd be cool. So
That's
this
a bit
is
better.
like this
That's
is
a
like
bit
buying
better.
3 guitars because you've got it's a humbucker guitar, but it's equally got
Yes,
it's a Strat.
you've
because
got a Strat.
3 single coil pickups.
So I can go to with the switch in this position, now I'm on this pickup here.
And then
I
you
can
can-
tap that as well, or just without tapping it, it has a very Hendrixy sound anyway. I'll try and play something a little bit better.
So you know what this
that.
is, Colonel?
Coil tap.
This is someone's
I'll switch back.
tax return right here. So
Oh,
this
speaking
is
of tax,
someone out there who's got a tax return coming, needs to invest the money quickly.
come on down.
This is
It
it.
is
You're
tax
not going to
time.
see very many of these, folks.
This is the only one in the country. It's the only one I called around. I've
Yep.
done my research.
Yeah, wow.
I should tune it. I haven't even tuned it, but it sounds in tune. And what are you on, sir?
I've chosen something at the other end of town because you're well north of 4 there.
Yeah.
That is expensive. I've loved these for a very long time, and I think it's the kind of Jack White fan club, fanboy thing that I am, where odd-looking guitars based on designs that were in kind of American chain stores in the 50s.
Yes, yes.
And
Very much so.
this is just a quality version of said thing. It's an airline. It's
Like
got
those old
it's got some-
Tiesco sort of looking guitars.
yeah, look, it's got chrome everything. It's got humbuckers. It's a rock and roll sounding guitar. I like, I'm not an aficionado of neck shapes, but I like this one. That's very cool to play.
They remind me of the 50s and 60s cars a lot, those old things.
Yep.
They're sort of
Made in one of the world's actually highest quality emerging engineering manufacturing countries. People are going to laugh. It's made in Korea, folks, but so are Hyundais and Kias, and just look what's happening to those in terms of
pretty
manufacturing quality. They're going to be the world's most popular cars.
Yes.
Rubber bumper around the outside. But
just in case you drop it.
yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's got a, what's this tailpiece called? This kind of,
That is a Bigsby.
it's a Bigsby style.
Bigsby, sir.
Kind of a Bigsby style. I thought it had a more technical name than that, but yeah, sounds magnificent. Looks fantastic. Everyone should have a white guitar
Love white.
in their collection accordingly.
Jack White,
Right.
speaking of white, is a fan of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, so Nigel, should we
So the riff thing's out there.
The riff thing is
It's
out.
out in the wild, folks. You just got to send back in who they are in order. Those players will likely be mentioned on this guitar signature list, or we're at the gig. That's the terms and conditions of the competition. It was a magnificent rock at the races 2 years ago up in Wagga Wagga.
You have to subscribe to us on
Yeah.
YouTube.
That's right.
And
Panda will be checking that you've subscribed to all the things
yes,
that you're eligible to win.
Panda gives it the paw stamp of approval.
Yep,
So
approved.
now, so Nigel,
It's
should we
got
do
a
a
coil
song?
tap on this one. It's only
It does.
It's a $400 guitar.
There you go.
Sheepers. It's almost as good as your brown one, mate. But
Now, I advertised that with Dragon signing it, and they haven't signed it. Apparently, they were there, though.
Well,
and it
look-
comes with a sheet saying that Dragon did, in
look
fact,
at,
play.
and to be fair, I looked very hard. I don't know that they didn't.
Well, hang on. Let's have a look here.
I don't know that
Yeah.
they didn't. I was
Okay.
like, and I think the italics in that suggests that they haven't found them.
Yes.
But not all the signatures are accounted for on that basis, because the research required to know the band members
Yes.
at that date is significant.
You never know who's in that band. Well, I'll tell you who played, and most of them signed.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Glenn Shorrock.
Several, I think, is the legal term
Several.
we use.
Glenn Shorrock, Little River Band. Dragon, just maybe not. The Radiators, yes.
Definitely
John
played.
Paul Young, yes. 1927, yes.
Magnificent.
Ganga Jang from Brisbane, yes. Wah Wah Nee, that's enough. Wah Wah Nee's enough.
Yeah.
Moving Pictures, yes. Thirsty Merc, yes. Mark Gable of the Choir Boys. You know that Mark Gable went to my school.
No.
Yes.
Your school and your Queensland's fecund, as they say.
Excuse me, sir. How dare you swear on the show?
Word of the day in terms of it being fertile in its production of amazing musicians.
You know, there was just an article, I got sent this by a friend in Brisbane, an article in the Brisbane Courier Mail about Brisbane grammar being the breeding ground for the most rock stars in Australia. It was something like that. It's just come out, so
Yeah.
Chocolate Starfish are on it, a real life on it. Yes, Brad Shepard, Hoodoo Gurus, Mark Gable, Choir Boys, Robert Forster from the Go-Betweens.
Well, it's funny you should talk about that fecundity of your scene,
Naughty.
because I was at a debate this week.
Yes.
It was wasn't quite a debate. It was an unusual gathering. It was a punk gathering of
Yes.
speakers and experts, and it was comparing the sort of software development methods that many of my teams use, that Nat's an expert in, for example, called Agile, which are small teams doing it yourself, making it happen. No big bosses giving you big plans. We were talking about punk. What could 1970s punk rock teach modern business people? Well, it was a fascinating debate held at the National Australia Bank. And I started making my list of the bands that JB loves and I love from the modern era that have got a punk attitude.
Yes.
And the Chats, for example.
The Chats. Is that New Zealand?
No, Queensland.
From Queensland.
Smoko. I like
Oh,
Smoko.
okay. I know who they are. They're from the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punksy and the Poison Pens.
Right.
Custard. They're not with us anymore, I think, but we talked about Custard and where they've ended up on television, children's television.
If you're watching Dave, I watch you as
far too much.
far too much, way too much bluey.
And what have they all got in common? They're from Queensland, where our worst politicians also come from. And I think that the great eras of political angst and social disconnection cause great eras of music. And that's one of the fundamental theories of punk in the UK. We got Thatcher the Milk Snatcher
Yes.
and remarkable punk. Now,
My teacher told me about Thatcher the Milk Snatcher in 1979. I still remember that.
yeah, and that's where we are roughly with the Radiators.
This is a song which, unfortunately, I probably won't be coming home to Queensland anytime soon. Maybe for a little visit, but this is Coming Home by the Radiators. Now, Sir Nigel, should we have a quick look, or
It's
should we just
my
do it?
kind of song.
Should we rock it? Should we give it a...
I think we should just do it because
Okay.
it's one of those follow-along ones.
All right.
The Radiators, I only know two of their songs. The other one we can't play because it's very rude.
That was on the turntables a lot in 1982, 83, down at Patricia and Janet
But they
Wise's
just
house at
celebrated
the Gap.
their 40th anniversary.
I know, incredible.
How about that for a hard-working band, ladies and gentlemen, out there
Still doing
celebrating their 40th anniversary? Anyone else come on board while we were crapping on and not playing music?
Right, we're going to play some music, but see who's here. Oh my God, there's a lot. Dominic Britton is on. Hello,
Jeepers.
Dominic. Can you say something in? Can you say kia ora?
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Kia ora, bro.
Kia ora, bro. Chili bin. There we are.
Charlie Bun.
Gregory Lambert. Good morning, guys. Have a great day. Hello, Gregory Lambert. Michael Webb. Hello, Michael Webb. David Martin. Hello, David. Travis Winters is on today.
Uh-oh.
Have you heard of him?
I'm done.
Done. Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
He's the
He'd do well on a guitar like this. He'd tear it up.
He does. He's the master.
Yeah.
He's the master. I saw the videos of the gig that I was supposed to go to with Alan, but Alan pulled out, so I blame it on Alan. But he's the master. He's a blues master. All the great guitarists. Yes, sir. Morning, gents. All right, we're going to do it. We're doing the Radiators. Yahoo. Are you ready, sir? Let's do it.
Unlock the door and light the fire. My head is filled with sweet desire. Slip into something comfortable. Now you don't have to fly solo. Don't have to eat or sleep alone. I'm making my way home to you. Don't worry, it's alright. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Don't worry, it's okay. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Just telephoned, I heard you say this boy of yours is okay. No need for tears, I'm on my way. Too many weeks I've had to hide my face as I tore up inside. No need to fear, I'm home to stay. Don't worry, it's alright. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Don't worry, it's okay. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. I'll be coming home to you. I'm coming home, babe. Unlock the door and light the fire. My head is filled with sweet desire. Slip into something comfortable. Now you don't have to fly solo. Don't have to eat or sleep alone. I'm making my way home to you. Don't worry, it's alright. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Don't worry, it's okay. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Don't worry, it's alright. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Don't worry, it's okay. I'll be coming home to see you today. Don't worry, it's alright. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Don't worry, it's okay. I'll be coming home to see you, coming home to see you. I'm going home, baby.
Oh. Whew. Now, people complain
That's smoking, that.
about a
guitar.
lack of musicality of that. They're post-punk, really, to some extent. Like they're power. Someone called them power pop, that's cheap as there was a bit of a tense moment at the debate on punk and agile the other night as
Yes.
to
Fisticuffs, like a Neil Boland jazz.
close. But the professor, who was he's currently about to publish the treatise, the definitive treatise on dogs in space.
Oh right, wow.
So we're talking the other people who were there are experts. Like
Yes.
Melinda runs Punk Journey,
Yes.
which is an amazing website if you haven't seen it in terms of documenting Australian punk. Runs it all as a charity on her own. She's a photographer, artist. Video of all the Melbourne punk scene.
Yes.
Black and white as well. So she's an expert. David's an expert. He's a professor at Melbourne Uni. And it's like, well, he's saying the Sex Pistols are power pop. It's like, David, that's a controversial view, my friend. But that I can see the power pop because it's
compared to today.
yeah,
maybe.
there's some flourishes in that actually
Second, Sir Nigel.
were pretty nice. That was show me some of the flourishes, some
Let's
of the little
have
clever bits.
a look. While
You
I'm
just engage your extra brain there.
Yes. Okay. Need some chords for the next track. So
So
Let's go over it.
while one is
the
So
tricky bits. Okay. So everyone can get the E. Unlock the door and light the fire. My head is filled with sweet desires. Slip into something comfortable. It's a D. Goes down to an A. Don't worry,
okay.
it's alright. I'll be coming in just.
Okay. Show me that little riff.
That's just a B, C, B, A. So 3, 2, open.
What a ripper.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
Quite a lot of speed required.
That's it. That's it. And then the
Nice.
other part is I'll be calm.
Is that a G?
G. Yeah. Power G. For a power G, ladies
Geez,
and
it's
gentlemen,
got more than 3 notes in this one.
you never play the B note, as Steve Kilby said to me
Steve
on
Kilby.
my multi-award-winning chat. with him.
Most popular
Most
interview
popular.
ever.
You know, it's in the top 5 Steve Kilby interviews on YouTube, ranked at number 5.
My
Currently.
prediction is 100,000 views in the long term. It's
nice.
it's journalism, my friend.
I'm going to. We outrank Channel 10 morning show.
Yeah, but
Why would you even go on Channel 10? Although if you ask me on, I'll go on.
yeah, exactly.
Right. So power G. So I'm just going to forget my beat. D. I'll be I'm coming on, babe. It's got that riff.
I'll tell you what. Oh, what are you doing there? B.
Yep. Yeah. That's it. It's tricky. Should we change guitars, Sir Nigel?
I think so because that's enough power punk pop. The Radiators. You ever see the Radiators live?
No, I did not.
Because I tell you what, they are a live firebrand of an act, apparently.
Oh, they're supposed to be great. I mean, my memory of that is that even though that album came out in 70, that's all right. Sold.
Sold.
Ding goes the bell. Round 2.
So,
We're going Strat. We're going Super Strat to vintage style Strat.
wow.
We'll
Hey,
put
you
the-
know the other thing about the Radiators is they spawned the Screaming Jets.
Did they?
A drummer, they had a period where there were 3 drummers in 6 months or so, and the drummer went on to become the founding member of the Screaming Jets.
Oh, I did not know that.
So,
Hello, Screaming Jets. We
All-
get a few of the Jets in here from time to mainly
all
Jimmy.
hail
but-
40 years of
Jimmy, if
remarkable
you're
rock
watching.
and roll.
No, my memory of the Radiators is I was 12, 13, 14,
Yeah.
and the kids down the street in my suburb of the Gap, where I grew up in Brisbane, which is now all housing everywhere, but when I grew up there, it was horse paddocks.
Yeah.
And so they had a horse paddock down there, and we had a horsey there. And so I was friends with the kids, and we would go into their house, and they had an old turntable. And that first Radiators record was the record. And so we would jump on the trampoline and crank that Radiators
I
record.
trust you weren't listening to track 2 on the record about the you know what.
What track is that?
That's the one about the.
The
Yep.
the.
Getting a.
Oh,
So I was listening to it on the car on the way in. I've got to tell you, the lyrics are not sophisticated. We're not talking Morrissey here.
no. No. I had that record on last night, actually, and I thought, oh, yes, okay.
Yeah, no, I've got a public service announcement for the Strings fans this morning. I have seen the worst musical biopic ever made. Now, we could ask the listeners for their opinion on what is the worst music biopic ever made.
What is the worst music biopic ever made?
An hour and a half
Shoot
of
in your
my
answers
life
now.
I'm never getting back.
What would that be, Sir Nigel?
It is called England Is Mine,
England Is Mine.
and it's allegedly the Morrissey biopic of early Morrissey life. And it is, I should have used the interweb to check before I watched it, but you know, I loved all those English period things like Call the Midwife, and I grew up in Leeds where Call the Midwife set, you know, and that
Downton Abbey.
before we immigrated, and it is truly awful. It is truly dire, and because Morrissey, I mean, he's a genius. Look, his reading, and I mean, sure, he was a complex fellow, but you can imagine a Morrissey biopic with no music in it. You're just hanging out, and he's like just for one riff.
He's not really
He's
not really full of joy.
The opening notes of this charming man. Just give me the opening notes. But I think they had no permission to actually make it. And Morrissey's mother and Morrissey, everyone just slammed it afterwards. And
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I was not a Smiths Morrissey fan. Sorry, folks, but I just did not get it at the time. I like listening to a bit of it now, but you know.
The lyrics are unbelievable. They're actually so sophisticated, and the storytelling is brilliant. And look, it's a great story, but it was poorly told.
Yeah.
Do not ever watch England Is Mine. So, has anyone else had a suggestion as to the worst musical
What's the
biopics?
The Lemmy movie is much better. Let's have a look. All the great David Martin, and the Colonel still has latent potential. I agree with you. Yes,
It's not over yet,
stay
you know.
tuned.
You can be 70 and a rock star, my friend.
Well, that's true. That's true. Still waiting to see you live. Come and play with us at 3 in the corner. 3 in the corner. Where is that, Dave? Where is that?
Corner bar?
Maybe. I don't know. Colonel did play live at one point many years, and
That's why
I'll set it to music. I did play live many years ago, but
It's a tragic tale.
it's a tragic tale of complete fear and
Understandable.
staying in musty motels in Alice Springs and
Yeah.
Gladstone. That's my memory.
That's going to make a great biopic.
Playing at the paddo while a lovely gentleman, wee wee, showed his appreciation through the use of wee wee at the front of the stage. And that's just what happened.
Well, now I understand. As your psychologist, I now understand your poor reaction to the guitar case that came in that time where a gentleman had wee-weed in it.
I hope you burnt that
We burnt that in
and
fire.
buried it.
Yeah, my God, oh God.
That's why I don't play live, as
Yeah.
I've seen it all before. Michael Ray, there are people who have seen me live though. Nat is in fact one of them. I think the last gig I ever did at this very sad and sorry, no longer their cafe in Ashgrove. But in the heyday, people joined. Alan Leslie is on, the person responsible for letting me buy that Guthrie Govan.
Yes.
I'll never forgive you. But are you coming in for a beer today, sir? Andrew Bagley. Hello there, Andrew Bagley. Scott Newitt. Hello, Scott. Ian Anderson is here.
Travis Winters.
Ian Anderson brought in a Roland JC120. Now, they are the classic.
What is that?
That is an amp which was highly used in the 70s and 80s. And people still use it. It's got a built-in chorus system, which is the exactly the same as the original chorus pedal from Roland. So you can either built in. So you either get that chorus sound from that amp, or you have to get those old chunky pedals.
Yeah.
And
Is it
all the chips are
in
used.
for repair or in for sale?
In for sale. Yeah. It's a warhorse looking
Tell you
thing
what, so if
too.
you wanted that 70s sound, you'd just get that airline and that amp, and it's like a time machine.
Exactly. You can play. Stuff like that.
I can warn you now, there's never going to be any police on this show. Owing to two factors. One, I don't mind them, but no, the two factors are it's
a
hard,
bit tricky,
and
yeah.
the stretches are beyond imagination.
Now, so Nigel, what time is it? Should we do?
Well, it's only 9:45,
Oh,
so
that's all right.
Let's
Should we
we've
do
swapped
another song?
guitars.
We've swapped guitars. Let's have a look.
I saw this.
have you
This
got?
this is new.
Let's
Where's
switch.
this come from?
Let's
This,
switch.
I have a genuine.
Let's have a look.
a Les
Switch
Paul.
camera. Yes.
I love this
do
one. It's
that.
got a fascinating grain, and
Yes. So this has what some people would call an imperfection in the wood.
I'd say it's a unique kind of birthmark.
But without knowing what year that is, Sir Nigel. So here's a Sir Nigel
Yeah, trivia.
question.
Yep.
What year? Based on the condition of that guitar,
I'd say this is one of the 2019s.
no.
This
It's
is-
from the year 2000.
Not possible.
Yes, possible, sir.
Nobody's played this guitar.
Someone has kept that under.
Because I look
a
on the back,
bed.
right, just for any hint of anything. No.
That is as clean as you'll see. The only thing weird about it is this line
Yeah, I've got to get that in the
through
light.
there we go, you can see it right there.
There, down
There's
here.
a line going through the grain, which is not a crack, it's just part of the
It's
wood.
a character.
It's character. It's like a dueling scar.
Yeah.
Do you
it is.
know-
Someone slashed it?
Do you know the story of the dueling scars?
No, I know a bit about dueling, but tell me.
So the old Nazis, to make themselves look super scary,
Yep.
would wear protective.
As opposed to the new Nazis,
Yeah.
which just stand next to Fraser
The
Anning
new
and
South Carolina Nazis.
No, the new South freaking Beach Nazis. from
South
Queensland.
Queensland. Oh right. Oh my God. Yes. Sorry, Queensland viewers.
Yeah.
So they would have these sword fights, and they would wear protective eye goggles and protective nose equipment.
Yeah.
Just so
Because
it's
you
like-
can't look like a scary Nazi without a nose.
No, and they would fight each other and try and cut their face, right? And then they would pack it full of like horsehair and stitch it up and do all this sort of stuff to make it
that's
even
just
worse.
Gross.
Yeah, no. And do you know that after the Second World War,
Now you've got to be aware that whenever the Colonel says the phrase "Do you know?" I'm going, okay, time to get. Let's just check the internet.
Let's Google.
It's a Colonel fact.
it's a Colonel fact. Colonel fact. It's bro science. It's bro science. I won't say which government, the American government at the time, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And Kennedy was part of it as well
Sure.
later on.
Yep.
They brought over the best Nazis they could get, like all the top scientists.
All the rocket scientists.
All the rocket scientists. And so
Yeah.
the guy in charge of NASA that got the
Werner von Braun.
is that Werner von Braun? Got the ship to the moon, that program. You can see him pictured with Kennedy and all the different leaders.
Sure, yeah.
And if you look closely, he has a dueling scar on his face.
It's probably a shaving cut, to be honest. But
It's a big shaving cut.
yeah,
he was a top-level Nazi.
So, well, I'm going to debate you on that one, but that's another time. So, you've got a beautiful Strat that somebody, for goodness
Something
sake,
to think
needs to
about.
buy.
Oh yes, this is a 57 American vintage.
Yeah.
Let's just have a listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mid-90s You Beauty
Excuse me.
Fender Strat.
Excuse the mistakes.
It's Blackie.
folks. It is Blackie.
I happen to know it was refretted,
Yes, it was.
expertly fretted,
Oh.
fettled and fretted.
It plays lovely, lovely. Shall we have a look at another
Someone should buy
tune
it.
by the band that was kind of supposed to be on signing
But
the
was
guitar.
that the gig?
They were at the gig.
Yeah.
They were at the gig, folks. We're going to do a dragon song. I love a bit of dragon.
Oh wow.
I'm a big fan of the Game of Thrones. The famous part of it is an F-shaped A chord. That's it.
Goodness me, I'm loud.
Jesus, jeepers.
I don't know why the mics go.
Oh, keep it on the bridge. Keep it on the bridge, yeah. Just knock the volume back. Yeah.
I'm now on 2, ladies and gentlemen. They may not know that we've re-amped the studio, and it's all a bit freaking.
It's Marshall power here at the studio now. It's
It's,
Macho Man. As macho as 2 Inner City soy. You don't drink soy. Do you drink soy?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Flat
you've kept
white,
it.
flat white.
You've kept it legit.
Yeah, I know, but it's like Coachella in here.
Any of those festivals.
There's gigantic stacks of Marshalls now.
Okay, so I'm going to add my pinky. And I'm going to add it on the 3rd string
Yeah.
on the 7th fret.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, it might be a. That's Alan Leslie loud. Okay, so.
Okay, so
That's
we
it.
could pretend we're doing the riff
We can
competition, couldn't we?
Yeah.
What's that riff from, ladies and gentlemen?
Ooh. Can do them all in weird ways. And apart from that, it's yeah, and we got to
Upstairs?
a D to go to D. There's a C sharp minor to a B minor to an A. Yeah, so we got to go to the G.
Yep. The old GD trick.
GD. So
Wow, I'm in love with the F trick and this guitar.
the F trick is kind of cool. And that's pretty much it. Should we do it?
How do I know when a guitar's good? When it makes me sound good.
It sounds good.
It's
Gibson
fun.
Marshall.
If I could count to 4, it would be even better.
4 is
4 it
is a little easier than 5.
Take me to the April sun in
We're
Cuba.
gonna
If
do April
nobody
Sun
had
in
guessed it
Cuba.
already, that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Cam Stevens is on. Hello, Cam Stevens. I always
Yeah.
say Stevens.
Okay.
Like Darren Stevens.
So, folks, you need to perfect the little mini F chord to make this one work. And
What the competition should be is you send me a video of you playing those riffs. That's what I should have done. But no, we're gonna pull the rabbit out of the hat.
that's much
next
easier.
weekend.
It is much easier. Tell you what,
folks.
reviewing 10,000 videos and then judging them, I had a hard enough time choosing the entrance for the Battle of the Bands this year.
When is that?
It's in August, mid-August. I had to get 3 friends, including 2 friends and Alan Leslie, actually.
Oh yeah.
I needed a performing musician,
Yeah.
Pete Cohen also, but Pete's a quality player as opposed to Alan's a shredder. So
He's
it's
a
shredder, indie quality player, leader of the charity we support, the Flying Robot School, and we chose the final 7. But I tell you what, reviewing videos, mate, it's just
No
the
good.
work of a saint. Takes forever.
God.
So
Well, that'll be a fun show though. We'll talk about that closer to the time.
16th of August.
April sun in
Get your winter practice on, folks.
Where is that? The Curtain?
John Curtin Hotel,
John Curtin
upstairs in the band room.
You have to get onto tickets fast because that always sells out.
Ticket sales begin in July.
Wow. That's of all the promoters in Melbourne. Nigel, you are the one that sells out all your gigs.
Oh, this will sell out in 2 weeks because the people who are coming along they're great salespeople. Like that's that classic thing with bands. You bring your own audience.
Yes.
I love you. You bring your own audience.
I don't even have to work
Promoter
to sell these darn things.
extraordinaire. Here we go, folks. April
Okay.
Sun in Cuba.
Back to the 70s.
Whoa. We've got some
Sound effects. Wow. Do you know what my dream is, Colonel?
We were cut off.
Whoa, we were cut off for offending copyright.
Yeah, New Zealand band as well. So
Oh
very
well,
disappointing.
it's my dream one day to invent a little riff like that and then build a song off it. That's just, I can imagine them sitting around and noodling on that riff and then bringing it to the band. And
The simple way to think about it is break everything into chords. So if it didn't have that riff, essentially
Yeah.
it's an
an
A and then a
Yeah.
G
yeah,
to a D.
that classic.
So the main verse that has the riff is really just an A. And then when the chorus comes in, G to a D. So
There's a middle eight, which is D to A.
and then it's D to A. I'm tired of the city life. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Speaking
clever
of pretty
as.
much it,
That's pretty much it for us
I
too.
have young William.
Outside
10
the door,
o'clock.
I hear him knocking.
But you can come in.
So we've had some cool guitars on the show this morning.
Oh, should we do a little promo?
Yeah, we should.
Promo. Here's a
The Les Paul.
Here we go.
And the amazing airline.
3, 2, 1. Thank you, Sir Nigel. Thanks for being here yet again.
That was fun. We were back to the 70s, post-punk, the
That's kinda
Radiators.
cool. I like
we didn't
that.
do their rude song, so we didn't get cut off for that.
No.
And bless the Radiators for 40 years of incredible punk, post-punk, power pop entertainment.
I should get him in.
Goodness,
I might
that would
contact
be a
the
show.
singer.
I'd
and
be
get him
paying
in.
$20 to sit over there in the audience, because
Man.
that'd be a great show.
We're going to do a live show. I had one of the factory sound guys in here last week, and I was talking to him about how to do it. We're going to do it in store at some point, maybe for the 100th show. Yeah, we'll get an
100th
audience. So,
Goodbye, everyone.
ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for hanging in there live on YouTube and Facebook and us getting
man.
thrown off.
Thanks for
and,
watching, and please subscribe. We need you.
yeah.
You know, we chunked on about 100 subscribers in the last week, thanks to Mr. Steve Kilby.
Steve Kilby, what an
Coming in.
amazing show
Thanks,
that
buddy.
was. If you haven't been back to episode 89, do that now. Woo. And we'll get another 1,000 subscribers to win that guitar.
Yes, and I'll chop this up and put it up on Facebook. We might have a Facebook party view tonight or something.
Yeah.
We're out of here, guys.